All right, this one's going to be a quick review of Short-Term Rental Wealth by Bill Faeth, and I'll just be going over some of my personal experience with short-term rentals. I do have some firsthand prior experience with them, so I'll just kind of be going over the pros and cons of them and things to be aware of if you are looking to build, a portfolio of short-term rentals and kind of what it takes and the work involved. And yeah, also just comparing this with other business models I've tried that have worked and just kind of going over what's, the best bang for your buck or time. I personally don't do short-term rentals anymore. I found something that worked out a lot better for me that was way less capital and work to get into and lower overhead. And I'll just go over that real quick before I get in the review. Pretty much, I just build simple websites and I get them ranking on Google for a local service, like let's say tree service or insulation or roofing or any other kind of local service-based business. And once my site's ranking on Google in an area where there was low competition, so it was quick to rank, I will basically approach a local business owner once my site's getting phone calls, like real people calling for a service, and I'll say, hey, I'm getting this many customers a month for you. In your industry, this can make you, let's say, 10 grand a month or 20 grand a month. And then I'll just make a little deal with them where I'm saying, hey, like, I'll for $1,000 a month, I'll basically rent out my site to you. You get all the customers exclusively, and it's a win-win because they're walking home with the majority of the profit, like let's say 20 grand. And the average site of mine will rent for anywhere from $500 a month to $2,000 a month, which is, an insane profit margin on a website that literally costs $10 a month to maintain. And yeah, once the deal is made, it's pretty much just passive income. It doesn't take much to keep it ranked on Google. It's just sitting there generating customers. And yeah, you can just rinse and repeat, build more websites. So I found that to be much better, way lower capital than short-term rentals to get into, way lower overhead, way less stress, just a lot less factors that can go wrong. And yeah, it's super passive, even more passive than a short-term rental. So if you have any questions about that, or if you're at all curious about what I do have a link in the description and an email to reach out to me. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the review on short-term rentals. So basically, this course is teaching you, giving you a framework of how to build a short-term rental, income stream, or even a business if you want to focus on that primarily. The main thing with this business model is that it can definitely work. You just have to have, enough capital. Like, this definitely isn't for everyone. It's not for people that don't have a lot of money to invest in, another income stream or another passive income stream. Like, you got to have a lot of money to, first of all, purchase a property and then potentially renovate it. If you're not buying it turnkey, then you are going to have some money to invest in, just like furniture and, potentially any repairs that the property needs. And you are going to have to get it, in an area that's desirable for tourists, ideally, like near a lake or a mountain or an ocean, like Bill recommends in this course, which is a smart idea. We had a short-term rental near a lake, and it was good. We made good money, but it required a lot of money to obviously buy that property and then renovate it. And then, when you have different guests stay, they can potentially trash the place. So, you just will always have to be doing that with your short-term rentals. You always have to vet your clients before you let them make a reservation, which doesn't necessarily take too long, but you do have to be diligent about who you let stay in your short-term rental to make sure that, they're not going to be bringing some crazy party or, smoking or trashing the place, because then you're going to have to go in and repair it. And if your short-term rental is not close to where you live, you either have to fly out there to go fix your property when something goes wrong, or you have to find someone you can trust in that area to take care of it for you and hire someone. And of course, like hiring people for cleaning and other maintenance on the property. So it's just something to keep in mind that, things can go wrong. Not to say they will. Most people are respectful. But like, for example, one time we had a guest that they had a huge party, like way more people than they said they were going to bring. They had way more people over, and they just trashed the place with cigarette smoke, like smoking inside, and the whole place just reeked of that smell. So we had to, spend some time and money to get that fixed. So that was definitely a pain. But yeah, it can definitely work. You just got to have a lot of money to invest up front. That's really it. And it's not passive. I mean, you're going to have to get good photos, good photography too, in addition to the renovations. You got to get good pictures to, for your listing to post it. You will also potentially have to do marketing. If you're in a competitive area, you may have to, run ads, which I think he covers. Like, in this program, there's a lot of different courses, like sub courses within this community of like running Facebook ads or, different marketing strategies to get bookings for your property basically. So depending on the competition of your area, you may have to also spend money and manage your campaigns for advertising, which in and of itself is a whole nother thing if you're not outsourcing it, that you have to keep in mind. So yeah, this can definitely work. It's just, not for everybody. But yeah, of course, it's a smart idea if you have that kind of money to invest in a property and keep acquiring real estate. But yeah, I mean, what I do is definitely different than this, and that's why I went down the route I did. And I'm still so astounded that what I found is actually working so well for me, because it's basically digital real estate. I own a bunch of websites, which are essentially, different real estate properties, and I rent those out to local businesses for them to get all the customers and all the business coming through my website. And it's incredible because it's such low overhead. Like I said, literally $10 a month. Like, let's say you needed, tree service in, like Portland, Oregon, or a remodel, or let's say insulation. If you have a website that's ranking for a service that people are searching for on Google, and you're showing up here at the top in this section and or in this section, you're going to be getting a lot of customers calling your business, and for a local company, that is tons of revenue. Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars are coming through the front page of Google in any given area. So if you own an asset, in this case a website that's ranking on the top of Google, like, that is so valuable to a local business who probably doesn't have the time or the knowledge to know how to do SEO and rank their site. It's super valuable. I mean, you can easily add 10 grand a month to any local business, really, in a lot of areas. There's so many areas where you can do this. This is definitely not saturated at all. I mean, even if everyone knew all the best areas to go into, we still could not build sites fast enough to, get capitalized on all the customers calling for local businesses. So yeah, it's just a great business model because you can just scale really, really quickly. I mean, for $10 a month per website, rent out each site for $500 to $2,000 a month. And once it's ranking, it's passive. You just go get the next deal on another website. I mean, you can just do the math. It's just crazy, the potential. And that's why I focus on this primarily as my main income now, is helping local businesses, doing marketing for them. It's just incredible. So yeah, this is pretty much an example. In several areas, I have sites ranking up here at the top and getting leads for local businesses. So yeah, if you have any questions about that, let me know. I do have my link, like I said, in the description, and an email to reach out to me if you want to talk to me. But yeah, this has been a review of short-term rental wealth. Like I said before, to recap, it can definitely work. You just have to be prepared to do, a lot of investment in a property, renovations, marketing, listing photos, maintenance, and you're going to constantly have to maintain that property, communicate with clients and tenants, approve reservations. It's just an ongoing process. It's definitely not as passive as just ranking a website, closing a deal, and then building more. Like, this is super passive, whereas this is definitely not as passive. You got to have it. If you're not doing it yourself, at least have a team to manage all your properties. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.